What's up, guys? Happy Fred here, coming at you with the Mount Tabor Cat 5 race. This race is only like 5 or 6 laps long, maybe goes for about 20 minutes. It's the shortest race I've done all year. The start is pretty hard, but before we get into any details, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification to get notifications when I post new videos, and be sure to subscribe because it really helps the channel go a long way. Anyway, now that I have that out of the way, this race was actually a ton of fun. I was really just trying to stay at the front. Into the first hairpin corner here, it was actually kind of awesome because I held on to the fifth wheel. Fifth wheel going over the top. The guy on the front right there in the black, I don't think we saw very much of him after this because he just gunned it and everybody was chasing for the entire race. So that really set the tone and made this a very, very difficult race. I wanted to show you guys this corner right here because it was freaking me out a little bit. You always come blasting down this hill, probably doing about 40 to 42 miles an hour. And you just gotta lean in this turn. You really can't hit the brakes. I was like rubbing the brakes. And, you know, it only slows you down a little bit. It really doesn't kill that much speed, but it's still, any amount of speed it kills too much speed because a whole bunch of people always come around you. Sometimes you lose the draft and you just end up kind of screwing yourself over in the race, in all honesty. It's something that I do that you will see later here as well, but I just wanted to put that in as a kind of example to take a look at. This right here is the first time that we did the full climb because on the start line you climb the top half and then when you come down the hill you go up and do the full thing. As you can see, there's a group of 3 guys with just like a little tiny bit of a gap up there. The guy in the black that gunned it down the hill, he's the one that's still kind of leading this move, and all of us are chasing, just like relentlessly trying so hard to get up to this guy. Like I said, it was a chase fest the entire time. It just made the race really, really hard. I was actually quite content at this point. I felt like I was going to be able to hang with this group pretty well. I want you to look at the top of the screen. Because as you can see here in the left side of your screen there, the guy in the black kit is just going. He's getting away from the other 2 riders and they're getting dropped as well. I'm pretty sure that was like sayonara for that guy. And this is us just struggling up this hill. The steepest part is the very top of this hill. And it basically, you almost feel like you're coming to a complete standstill around this U-turn. You got to stand on it, you know, kind of get your momentum going again. But at this point, I was still holding with this group. I was pretty content. This right here is the second time of doing the full climb. Those 2 guys in front couldn't keep up with the guy in the black kit that you see far off in the distance there, so they came back into the group. So next thing I know, I'm in the second group on the road. We really crushed it on this lap. We really powered up. I wanted to point out the guy on the front of the group at this very moment. I think he has an orange bike, not the guy in the orange jersey, but the guy on the front. Check this out. By the time we hit the top of this climb, that's him going backwards. Wanted to point that out because that's what this climb does to you. It is so damn steep. And right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the moment that I screwed up. Almost coming to a standstill at the top, as you see. And there's the guy in the orange jersey right there. Now, what I should have done and what I know now, what I have learned from this race, is that I should have gotten right on that wheel. Because it wasn't that I didn't have the energy. It wasn't that I wasn't able to jump in his draft. It's just that I was so cross-eyed, I forgot to focus on the race. So right there is a group of like maybe 4 or 5 guys in front of me. And right now, they're only a little bit in front. And I thought they would just come right back the second we get down this hill. Turns out I was very, very wrong. This right here is the next time we hit that climb. And look at that gap. It is still the same amount of gap that it was on the downhill. If I had stuck with them, I would have been in better position going into the climb. But instead, the thing that happens is I end up getting caught by another group, as you can see in the shadows on the bottom left of your screen right there. Here comes 1 guy, 2 guys, 3 guys, 4, and then a 5th guy, and I'm the one straggling on the back. I'm so cooked at this point that I could not possibly stay on this group. I tried and I tried, but my goose was completely cooked. Just wanting to put this clip in here to show that moment of agony that every cyclist who has ever done a bike race can relate to. Those guys were gone. I spent the entire rest of the race by myself, but the good news is this was a very difficult race. It was a field of 35 racers. I ended up finishing in 15th place, which I will count that as a personal win because mid-pack is better than dead last. So I'm actually pretty happy with that because I think of it this way. I like to think of it in a positive light so that I continue to do this, right? I like to think of it as, you know, I got dropped by 14 guys in this race, right? 14 guys were just stronger than me on this day. I could not possibly have beat them. But before I got dropped by those 14 guys, I dropped 20. So, you know, I won more than I lost. And sometimes as an amateur bike racer, that's just the way you have to look at the sport. That's one of the things that keeps it fun. Besides, none of us are doing this for a pro contract. We're all just here to have some fun with our buddies, and for whatever reason, we love suffering on the bike. So anyway, like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for checking this out. Happy Fred signing off.
Oh.